Hello, welcome back to the lovely back room and phone camera. Today, we are going to talk about some of the equipment that I had with me on that kids trip that we just got back from pretty recently. How we are going to do this is I'm not going to be talking about the big bags that I had with me because that's going to be super boring. It was 2 Kaika duffel bags, a Cantomus 40 liter, and a couple other things that were just packed up with stuff right here in this room. Moved to the location, unpacked, repacked, and then back to this room. So that's it. That's the whole story there. But I am going to be talking about the stuff that was out and available and used daily or just had a lot of fun with during the trip. So to get started, I'm going to put this backpack on and show you the hiking setup that I had going on. Shoot-de-doop. I'm just going to do a quick fashion show for you. A turn and a pose. All right, there we go. And I'm going to take it back off and explain some of it now. So that was the hiking setup that I had going. The medic pack here. I'm going to open it up here at the end of the video. Just so, yeah. I'll get sidetracked on that, I know it. So I'm going to do that at the end of the video. But as for the belt here, it is a Valias combat belt with 2 of the pads here, which were absolutely perfect for keeping 2 liters of water on the sides. Shoot-de-doo. In a zipped pouch 3x4, 1 on each side there. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Amazingly comfortable. After doing this, I highly recommend it. It is just absolutely fantastic. I have both of the harnesses, both of the belts, and the whole system. I'm going to hopefully very soon, but you know what I mean by soon. Like, catch me back in like 6 months. I just have no time for filming. But as soon as I can, I'm going to be doing a video on the whole Valias system. Valias just means harness in Finnish. That is super anticlimactic, but very savota. So in addition to the belt, the pads, the water in 3x4s, I also had a Varustaleka single RK mag pouch here, the open top, with bear spray, which just is absolutely perfect for that. So it was just quick draw, ready to go. In addition to that, I elected 2 of my guys to be on bear squad. Where did I put? Here we go. So 2 of the boys that were out there, I elected to be bear squad, and I gave them 2 of my, or 1 each of my double AK RK mag pouch from Savota, and turns out to be perfect size for bear spray as well. So I gave them closing tops because it was a little bit safer to have, you know, them walking around with closed tops there. We had no need for the bear spray. Like, it's a super bear, and I wouldn't say infested, it's their home, but a very high bear population area that we were in. And even the local people that were there were saying that they were absolutely surprised that we didn't even see 1 bear out there. So good to have, but we did not need it. This is a brand new pouch. You can tell it's nice and crispy, because I sent the boys home with them. I let them keep the pouch, not the spray. But what's really cool is seeing them walk around using them as EDC, keeping their phones and different stuff on their belt now, just around. I like that. It makes me very happy to see, you know, I didn't just give them something that's going to end up in a closet, that they're using it every day. Makes me very happy. In addition to those, I have a brand new kukaro here, because I gave mine to my junior medic, who did a fantastic job. So I said before that if I'm doing medical stuff with kids, I'm going to elect a junior one so I don't have to touch other kids if I don't have to. My job was mainly wrapping up ankles and knees and pulling ticks. That was pretty much my entire deal out there. But my junior medic, who I gave one of these to, she was on it. I'm pretty sure she slept with this thing on. It was absolutely fantastic. I gave her just a simple like level 1 kit with gauze, scissors, iodine, burn cream, a couple other things in there. I'm not just going to try to remember right now. But she was on it. She dealt with most of the problems that we had out there. And I'm so proud, too. It was just absolutely fantastic. But I had to get a new one of these, too. There's a siren. There's always one in my videos. And it's gone. Okay. So, getting to clothing. We're past gearish stuff, but we'll get to the medic pack at the end. Get to clothing. So I had my Varustaleka combat pants, which were just absolutely perfect. A little bit warm, but pretty perfect for the occasion. My Savota G-Hook belt and Cool Max t-shirt. But for about half the time, it didn't really matter what temperature it was. The merino wool Henley, I was wearing this for about half the time too. Because if we were doing something that was going to get past dark, or if it was colder in the morning, I just put this on. I didn't really have any problems going through the whole day. Even in like it was midsummer. Like it was the weekend of midsummer, the holiday. We left the day after midsummer. So that was pretty perfect. And I was wearing this for the whole day. It's pretty perfect. What I wish I had still, because these pants are not merino wool, was the new, the new L4 field shorts from Varustaleka that I just got in the mail. So you can see that they're not even washed yet. So I can't tell you much about them other than they feel pretty good. I love the pocket setup, but I'll get back to you on these too. I do wish I had those with me because these pants do get a little hot. As for sharp stuff, so the main kind of deal that these were used for is we built bunkers out there. And my bear squad and a few of the other older boys that were like, super on my big guy team. I'm not trying to infantilize you guys. I'm not trying to make you sound like little kids. So the words I'm using, I know you're going to see this video. So the words I'm using, I'm not trying to make you sound like kids. You're almost grown up. So yeah, whatever. But the boys, they were older. I could trust them a little bit more. That's why they were on my bear squad, and I could let them have bear spray to hold on to overnight. But there was a couple of the other older boys there that I also trusted just as much as my bear squad, and I let them use my knife collection. Yeah. And that was a Yakari Puko 110, Yakari Puko 140, and a Skrama 240. And this is their bunker. And wow. So you could stand on top of this thing, you could smack it with sticks, you could, crawl all over it. It was strong as hell. As you can see, like water drainage was not taken into consideration very much, but I did talk to them about that. And next time we do something like this, they know better. I'm saying it once again, so you know better. Yeah, so other than water drainage, this was perfect. You could stand on top of this thing. It was amazing. And these are the tools that helped facilitate make a very, very strong bunker. And a quick note, I sent pictures of their bunker to Varustaleka, and I I don't ask for much. I really don't ask for really anything at all. But I did ask, and I got discount codes for these boys so they could actually start building up their kit for themselves. So I do have to say to the folks in Finland at Varusteleka, thank you very, 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 very much. And boys, if you have not used the codes yet, when you make your order in the order note, make sure to say thank you, because it's a pretty big deal. They got you a very good discount there. And it's going to show that I actually got the codes out and I'm not just hoarding them. So yeah, in addition to the knives on building these bunkers, rock stars in that were my silky saws, my silky Outback, the Pocket Boy here, and the Big Boy here. But I did not let really anybody play with these too much because it's very hard to tell a bunch of kids ranging in all ages that it's a pull saw, not a push saw, and I didn't really want to have to replace blades while I was out there. Replacing blades is very easy. I have the replacement blades, but I didn't want to do that. So I kept these pretty close to me for the most part. Food stuffs. So one thing that I do want to very, very, very much bring attention to is these peanut butter packs here. This is from a Czech company, Trinutka. I talked to the guy. I should probably ask him how he wants me to pronounce it. He even said that he was going to start sending me some free stuff in my orders, just as a thank you for talking about him. But I said no, because I want to keep a very neutral stance. Like, you know, I love saying that it's the best peanut butter I have had in Europe. It fits every single qualification to make peanut butter just the best that you can possibly make it. And yeah, I wanted to be able to say that completely neutral and not have a little paid advertisement kind of deal go along with that. So I said no, like I would much rather support your company and buy the stuff and tell the truth about it. And the truth about it is these kids were not using these as sustainment product. They were snacking on these hardcore. So they cleaned me out. This is the beginning of my new stock that I'm getting going for the next time we go out. But they cleaned me out, and they did not believe me when I said I was completely out, because I had like 3 more packs just in my pocket, and that was for me and my kid. But anyways, they were hounding me for more of these every time they finished one off. That is how great these are. If you don't know, peanut butter is one of the best hiking, running, camping sustainment items that you can have if you don't have an allergy. If you do have an allergy, then probably don't do that. But if you don't have an allergy to it, it is, I'm one of the kinds of people that if I eat like a cereal bar or one of those muesli bars, however you pronounce it, it makes me feel more hungry, almost like I didn't have anything in my stomach. I can eat, like, if I have one, I have to eat the whole box. And just I don't know what it does inside of me, but it doesn't feel like I had any food. It makes me feel worse. But peanut butter, this is like 99.9% peanuts and then a little bit of salt. That's it. So it has the minerals, it has the salt, it has oil and fat, and just a hefty packet of stuff that's gonna actually keep you going. And yeah, I can just talk about this stuff all day because I'm gonna snack on this one right after I'm done filming. So in addition to peanut butter, another thing that I have to keep stocked up is s'mores items. S'mores are a huge hit in Europe when an American comes along and knows how to make them, and, you know, not some artisanal thing that you saw in some weird short video on the internet, but an actual experienced s'mores maker. So over the course of time, I get a good stock of the cereal crackers. Okay, so if you are in Central Europe, at least in Slovakia and Czech Republic, Czechia. I'm never going to be able to say Czechia. So if you're in this area, if you're in Central Europe, this Bebe Cerealny here is your, that's it right there. That's the closest you're going to get to graham crackers around here. And a ton of chocolate that I just found at Tesco for super, like 50% off. So I bought all of them that were in that little spot. So I am good on chocolate for the moment. I am good on crackers for the moment. These are good until 2026. And I guarantee I'm going to use these very soon. But the only thing I'm missing now is marshmallows. I have to wait until American Week at Lidl again to restock on my marshmallows, because those were a hit. I had to, pass those out as well. But yeah, so for s'mores, yeah, that was just a huge hit. To get the fire started, probably the best fire starting I've ever done in my entire life. I collected a ton of pine resin, wrapped it in gauze, lit it with a lighter, put it down, and 30 seconds later we had a huge fire. I did send my bear squad out with my saws and the skrama, and I told them dead standing, come back with some dead standing. We were on private property, so we had permission to do this, and so don't get at me. But I told them, go find some dead standing and bring it back here. They did not disappoint me whatsoever. Got 3 trees coming in, and we had too much wood by the end of it. And it was the best fire I have ever had in any type of camping outdoors kind of situation. It was immediately up. I was so proud of myself. I actually told one of the kids, go tell my wife, go find her and go tell her I did that. But the boys came back with 3 trees that dead standing. We went through that whole topic there, and by the end of it we had too much wood. We set it up for the next people in a lean-to kind of situation where somebody could come grab it and it would stay dry and off the ground, and it was just the best fire that you could possibly ask for. And I thank you boys for helping me out with that. Side note, do not identify yourself in comments. If you choose to comment, you can let me know. I don't know, send a message and let me know. But don't identify yourself in comments. Remember what I said about creepy people. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on the internet. And to reiterate about creepy people, say no, tell somebody, punch them in the face. Escalation of force. Let's get to the medic pack. So the medic pack here is not going to be perfect representation of what I had on the trip, because I did work an event 1 week ago now, and I had to use this pretty extensively that day. So I tried to put it back together and recreate what I had on the trip, but it's not going to be perfect. So I'm not going to open up every single pocket here, but I'm going to give you a general idea. So I have to leave space to put some patches on the sides. I'll tell you a different story later. This past event I'll tell you right now. So I'm going to have to put like the Blue Star paramedic patches on here, because I was wearing this pack at the Cyril and Method holiday this past weekend. If you're from this area, you know how big of a deal that is. The president was there. And me wearing a uniform that I was volunteering. So I was wearing a uniform and I had this pack on my back. The snipers didn't like me. It's really fun when you can actually see it track you. As you're moving across, it's like, oh yeah, that's on me. The snipers didn't like me. All of the 20 or so different undercover cops in the crowd didn't like me. But what was super funny is the water drop-off location that we had, that I was grabbing bottles of water from to, keep the crowd hydrated, was 10 meters away from the president. So I had to meander through the crowd, get to my spot, kind of crouch down there, grab a couple bottles of water. And as I'm walking up, 2 of the undercover guys would be walking up behind me, and they would stop, and I'd grab some water and I'd turn around and get back out of there. They couldn't just like flip around and follow me back out because that would give them up as undercover, not the earpiece running to their backpack or anything. Their empty backpack other than a radio. Like, y'all need to figure yourself out. But anyways, by the end of it, like, I had like collected a whole bunch of the cops in one spot because I was just going back and forth, and they couldn't get out as easily as me. It was super funny. I even turned around. I was like, oh, I think I collected all the cops here. And then they looked at me like with the look of murder in their face after I said that. Yeah. So I'm going to put blue stars all over this thing. This guy right there. Yeah. I have the patches. I have the Velcro connectors to go on. I'll show you that. But let's crack this open. Let's stop talking. It was just a bunch of fun. I wish I could show you pictures. Look up Cyril and Method 2025. You're gonna see, hey, you might even see me. But you'll see different people in the crowd that are like obviously cops, and then you'll see them all kind of crowded in one spot, and you'll see snipers. Just know it was me that accidentally collected all the undercover guys in one spot. So let's zip this open. Actually, first, let's get to the front one. If you know me, that's a shit ton of gauze of all different shapes, sizes, and variety. Inside, here is a selection of tools that I'm going to actually make a separate medic pack video on like different loadouts and stuff, but I'm going to show you just a basic thing real fast. So this is small tools. This was my personal stuff, like my passport and wallet and stuff here, and some extra gloves in bags. One insert, I put the backings on just to make this a lot easier. This one is for small injuries, bandages. I'll crack this one open for you. So bandages, small injuries, and a ton of small bandages and stuff here in this phone. So I didn't really touch this thing at all on the trip because I had my junior medic and she was on it. She was absolutely fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better partner. So small injuries, I had wraps and burns and other tools of the like here. Yeah, so just wraps and burns here, which I did use this one. Knees and ankles were getting upset out there. So here's that. And then I had a very depressing kit here, full of CVN medical gear, full of things you wish you never need at a kids camp. But one Norwegian guy showed us that you do, fucker. Anyways, down here, I have a pair of gloves, just in case. 2 SAM splints. A evacuation sheet. What is the term? Not a stretcher, but this thing is just to carry somebody. Big old thing here. And a chair. This is what I'll pull out for you. Shoot, zoop. It's a little chair. These are fantastic. I love them. They went on sale for the like end of summer or end of spring sale. Then I got these for the family. They're like almost weightless. They're awesome. I love them. But yeah, I'm gonna have to repack all of this stuff now in the medic pack. But I will go over different medic pack setups for you in a later video because I do have different packs loaded up for different things. But that's kind of what I had for this trip. So yeah, I think that's just about where I'm going to leave it. And yeah, okay. Bye-bye.